Good morning, students. We have seen one column about cumulative frequency in finding median for a grouped data. Now we are going to learn about the graphical representation of cumulative frequency. By using this graphical representation also, we can find the median. The graphical representation of a cumulative frequency is called an ogive and also known as a cumulative frequency curve or polygon. Ogives are plotted by using class limits on the x-axis. Class limits means lower limit or upper limit on the x-axis and their corresponding cumulative frequency values. So they can be drawn into two types. One is less than type ogive and second. So types of ogives, two types are there. One is less than type ogive and second one is more than type ogive. For less than type ogive, the curve uses the upper class limits on the x-axis, means from the class interval x-axis, and cumulative frequency should be taken on y-axis. And for more than type ogive, the lower class limits on the x-axis, means the lower limit of the class interval should be considered an x-axis and the cumulative frequency values to be taken on the y-axis. For both the ogives, on y-axis cumulative frequency will be considered. The difference is on x-axis values. On x-axis for less than ogive, we have to take upper class intervals, and for more than ogive on x-axis we have to take lower limits of the class intervals. By drawing these ogives, we can also find the median of the given data. Let us solve this question. Exercise 14.4, first question. The following distribution is given of the daily income of 50 workers of a factory. The daily income is given as class intervals 250 to 300, 300 to 350, like up to 450 to 500. These are the class intervals, and the frequency values are given as number of workers 12, 14, 8, 6, 10. Now we have to convert the distribution above to a less than type cumulative frequency distribution and draw its ogive, means we have to draw a less than type ogive for the given data. These are the two columns which are given exactly in the question: class intervals and frequency values. Next we have to take two more columns. Those are the less than column and cumulative frequency column. So by using the class interval, we have to fill this column. So the class interval is given as 250 to 300. So it means 250 to 300 in this class interval, 12 workers are there. See, this information is about the workers of a factory. That means 250 to 300 daily income in this class, 12 workers are there. That means these 12 workers income is less than 250 or less than 300. So we can say that their income is less than 300. So in this third column here we have to write 300, means these 12 workers income is less than 300. That's why we are taking this column heading as less than. And for the next also 14 workers are there. 14 workers daily income is lies between 300 to 350. That means less than 350. Here we have to write 350. Observe that these 300 and 350 are the upper limits of the class intervals. So in this column we have to write the upper limits of the class intervals. What is the next upper limit? 400, and the next upper limit of the class is 450, and the next upper limit of the class is 500. And next, by using the frequency column, we have to fill this cumulative frequency column. So the first frequency 12, we have to write it as it is 12, and the next this CF is added to the frequency of the next class 14. 12 plus 14, it is 26, and 26 plus 8, it is 34, and 34 plus 6, 40, and 40 plus 10, it is nothing but 50. In this way, the third and fourth columns will be taken from the class interval. This upper limits class column should be considered, and from frequency column, this CM column should be written. To draw the ogive, less than type ogive, we have to take these less than values on x-axis and CF values on the y-axis. This is the less than type cumulative frequency distribution table, and now we are going to draw its ogive, less than type ogive. This is the less than type ogive of the given data. On x-axis, see here we have taken upper limit values. The upper limit values are 300, 350, 400, 450 and 500. See, on the x-axis you can observe the values 300, and here 350, 350, and next 400, and here 450 and 500. On y-axis we have to take the cumulative frequency values. So the values are in the table. Cumulative frequency values are from 12 to 50. So I have taken the class intervals on the cumulative frequency with equal interval gap with 10 units: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So the first point in the graph is 312. On x-axis 300 and on y-axis 12. So on x-axis 300 and y-axis 12. This is the point. And second point, 350, 26. On x-axis 350 and y-axis 26. This is the second point. And the third point, 400 to 34. On x-axis 400 and y value is nothing but 34. So this is the third point. And next 450 and 40. X-axis 450 value and y-axis 40. So this is the fourth point, and the last point is 550. On x-axis 500 and on y-axis it is 50. So this is the point. So after getting these points, we have to connect each 2 points with a straight line. So this is nothing but the less than type ogive. Let us solve one more question. During the medical checkup of 35 students of a class, their weights were recorded as follows. So the first row is given as less than 38, less than 40, less than 42, like that up to less than 52. So these values are not in the proper way of class interval. Only less than columns are less than column is given here. And the second one, the first row is not the class interval. The second row is also not frequencies. So the values, if you observe in the second row, number of students is increasing: 0 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 9, 9 to 14, 14 to 28, 28 to 32 and 32 to 35. So this column, this row is nothing but cumulative frequency. The first row is given as less than column, and the second row is about the cumulative frequency. So for this we have to draw a less than type ogive for this data, and we have to find the median and also verify the result by using the formula. Now to draw the less than type ogive, these 4 columns we are taking. The less than column means upper limits of the class intervals already given in the question as the first row. Less than 38, less than 40, 42, like that up to less than 52. And the second column, the last column, cumulative frequency is nothing but the second row of the question about the number of students, 0, 3, 5, like that. So by using this less than column, we have to fill the class intervals column. Here if you observe that the first row is having less than 38 and the second row is having less than 40. What is the difference between these two numbers? 40 minus 38 is 2. 40 minus 38 is equals to 2, means height of the class interval should be 2, and these values should be the upper limit, means the first class interval upper limit is 38, so height is 2, that means the lower limit will be 36 to 38. In the second row the upper limit is 40, so height is 2 means the lower limit will be 38. In the same way, we can fill the remaining class intervals 40 to 42 and 42 to 44 and 44 to 46, 46 to 48. By writing, you can verify the upper limit is equal to the here in the less than column value, both are matching or not. And next 48 to 50, and the last one is 50 to 52. Now, by using the cumulative frequency column, we have to fill the frequency column. So the cumulative frequency first value should be written as it is in the frequency column, that is 0, 0. And next, the second frequency value is 3. Subtract 0, the previous one, the preceding one, from 3. 3 minus 0. Write the result 3 here in frequency column. And next one, 5 minus 3. So it is 2. And next, 9 minus 5. It is 4. And 14 minus 9. It is 5. And 28 minus 14. The value is 14. 32 minus 28, it is 4, and 35 minus 32 is 3. Like this, by using the given two columns less than and cumulative frequency, we can write the class intervals and frequency columns. This is the less than type cumulative frequency distribution. Now we are going to draw the graph for this data. Means we are going to draw the less than type OGU. This is the less than type OG of the given data. On the x-axis, we have taken upper limits of the class intervals. That means this column, upper limits, that is 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. So this is the 40, and next value is 42, 44, 46, 48, 50 and 52. And on the y-axis, we have taken cumulative frequency values, that is the CF column. On y-axis, CF column 0, 3, 5, 9, 14, 28, 32, 35. These values starting from 0 to 35. On y-axis, we have taken it with equal intervals 0, 5, 10, 15 up to 40. Now the first point on the graph is 38 and 0. X value is 38 and y value is 0. Means y value 0 means the point should be on the x-axis. So on the x-axis, this is the point 38, and the second point is 40 and 3. 40 and 3. X value is 40 and y value is 3. This is the point. And next point is 42 to 5. 42 to 5. On x values, this is 42 and this is at 5. So this is the point. And next 44 and 9. 44 and 9. So this is the value 44 and 9. And the next point 46 and 14. So 46 and 14. This is the point. And the next 48 and 28. 48 and 28. This is the point. Next 50 and 32. On x-axis 50 and y-axis it is 32. So this is the point. And next last point, on x-axis 52, y-axis value is 35. So x value is 52 and y value is 35. This is the point. By joining each two consecutive points with a straight line, so we will get the less than type OG graph like this. We have to find the median weight from the graph. From this graph, we have to find the median value. So from the table, the sum of the frequencies n is equals to 35. N value equals to 35, and make it half. N by 2 is nothing but 35 by 2. So it is equals to 17.5. So in the graph from the y-axis, these values represent cumulative frequencies. So n by 2 is 17.5. So on the y-axis from the point 17.5, this represents, this value is 17.5. So from this point, draw a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis and which touches the less than type ogive graph. And from the point where it touches the graph, draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis and which touches the x-axis. And observe where the line touches the x-axis, it touches the x-axis at 46.5. So this is the median of the given graph. So median is equals to 46.5. And in the question given that verify the result by using the formula. And the formula is median equals to L plus n by 2 minus CF by F into H. Now write the values which we have to substitute in the formula. From the table, n by 2 value is 17.5. So you have to find out the value in the CF column which is nearest to 17.5 and greater than 17.5. So 28 is that CF value. So this is the median class. So from this class interval is 46 to 48. So L value is equals to 46 and F is nothing but 14. F equals to 14 and CF value is nothing but preceding CF value of the median class, preceding CF of median class. So CF is equals to 14 and height equal to height of the class intervals. The class interval is 46 to 48. So what is the difference of these two numbers? 2. Height is equals to 2. Substitute the values in the formula. So median equals to L value is 46 plus n by 2 value is 17.5 minus CF value is 14 by denominator F value is also 14 into height is nothing but 2. So 46 plus simplify the numerator 17.5 minus 14 is 3.5 by 14 into 2 equals to 46 plus multiply the numerator terms 3.5 into 2. 3.5 into 2 is nothing but 7. Denominator is 14. Now you can cancel the numbers 7 ones are and 7 twos are. So equals to 46 plus 1 by 2 is there. 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. So 46 plus 0.5 is nothing but 46.5. So this is the median of the given data. The median value we have identified from the graph is also 46.5 and the median value by the formula also 46.5. Both are equal. Let us solve next question. The following table gives production yield for hectare of wheat of 100 farms of a village. The class intervals are given as 50 to 55, 55 to 60, up to 75 to 80 class intervals, and the frequency values are given as 2, 8, 12, 24, 38, 16. For this data, we have to convert it into distribution to a more than type distribution, and after that draw its ogive. Ogive means more than type ogive. These are the two columns which are given in the question itself, class intervals and the frequency values. To draw the more than type distribution table, we have to take two more columns. More than column means in the class interval, first class interval 50 to 55, the frequency value is 2. Okay, that means two farms are there between the class interval 50 to 55. These two farms are more than 50 or more than 55. So we can say that here we have to write in more than column. So two farms are 50 to 55 means it is more than 50. And the second row also frequency is 8 in the class interval 55 to 60 means these 8 frequency value, these 8 farms are above the 55 means more than 55. Here we have to write 55. That means these values are lower limits of the class intervals. So in the third column, more than column, we have to write the lower limits. So what is the lower limit of the next class? 60. And what is the lower limit of the next class? 65. Like that, next lower limit is 70 and next lower limit is 75. So these class intervals we have to convert it into these lower limits. We have to write this lower limits column from class intervals, and next we have to write the CF column from the frequency column, CF values. So remember, here we are going to draw more than type ogive. So in this more than type distribution table, the class intervals, the cumulative frequency values, we have to write from down to upward. The last frequency 16 we have to write as it is, and for the next CF we have to add the 16 to the next frequency value, 16 plus 38, so it is 54, and the next add this 54 to the next frequency 24, so it is 78, and next 78 to 12, it is nothing but 90, and 90 to 8, it is 98, and 98 plus 2 equals to 100. Like this we have to write the CF values from down to upward. The first frequency and first CF in the last row should be equal. So from there you have to add the preceding frequencies to get the CF values. To draw the more than type ogive, we have to take this more than, that means lower limits of the class intervals on x-axis and cumulative frequency values on y-axis. This is the more than type ogive of the given data. On x-axis we have taken lower limit values, that means from the table you can observe 50, 55, 60, 65, 70 and 75, those values on the x-axis. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70 and 75. And on the y-axis we have taken the cumulative frequency values. So from the table the cumulative frequency values are 16 to 100. So with equal interval of 20 have taken values on y-axis 0 to 100, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, like that. So the first point to be taken in the graph is 50, 100. That means 50 comma 100, x value is 50 and y value should be 100. On x axis 50 and y axis 100, so this is the point 50 comma 100, and the second point is nothing but 55 comma 98, 55 comma 98. So on x axis 55 and y value is 98, so this is the second point. And the third point is 60 comma 90, 60 comma 90. On x-axis 60 and y-axis value 90, this is the point. And next point is 65 comma 78, 65 comma 78. So x value 65 and y value 78, this is the fourth point. And fifth one 70 comma 54, x value 70, y value is 54. So this is the next point, and the last point is 75 comma 16, x value 75, y value is 16. So this is the last point 75 comma 16. By adding each two consecutive points with a line, so we will get this more than ogive. We can find median from this more than type ogive also. For that, let us find the sigma f values. N equals to small n value is, so n value is 100, so let us make it half. N by 2 is equals to 100 by 2, that means it is equals to 50. So on the y-axis from the cumulative frequencies, from the n by 2 value means from 50, so this is the value 50, here 50 will be there. So from the y-axis, from n by 2 value, draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis and which touches the more than type ogive, and draw the line from the point where this touches the more than type ogive graph, a line from this point to x-axis, which is parallel to the y-axis. Now observe where the line touches the x-axis, that value is nothing but the median. So the line touches the x-axis approximately at 70.52. So median of the given data is nothing but 70.52, and we can verify it by using the formula also. One more question. The class intervals are given as 5 to 10, 10 to 15, like that, up to 35 to 40, and the frequency values are given as 2, 12, 2, 4, 3, 4, 3. Now let us draw the less than type ogive and more than type ogive both at a time for this given data. These are the two columns given in the question, class interval and frequency columns. The remaining two columns are upper limits and cumulative frequency. To draw the less than type ogive, the upper limit should be taken on x-axis and the cumulative frequency should be taken on y-axis. And the last two columns will be considered to draw the more than type ogive. So the two columns are lower limits column and cumulative frequency column. Lower limit should be taken on x-axis and cumulative frequency should be taken on y-axis. So here we are going to draw the less than type ogive and more than type ogive at a time in a graph. So in this graph, the blue color line represents the less than type ogive and the another line represents the more than type ogive. So here we can see that two ogives in one graph. Here also we can find the median value. Identify the intersecting point of these two graphs, and draw a line towards the x-axis which is parallel to the y-axis, and observe where the line touches the x-axis. So the line touches the x-axis exactly at 17.5. So the median of the given data is equals to 17.5. These are the questions from SSC previous public examination papers, and practice these questions also.